What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a cookies and cream cookie. This recipe is super easy. Now these measurements right here is for a single batch. I'm making 2 batches, so that's why it'll look like I'm using a lot. So to start it off, we're browning the Kerrygold butter. Definitely get some Kerrygold if you can. Get the unsalted though. But Kerrygold butter, man, just gives this stuff a lot of flavor. It's a huge profile enhancer. And yeah, it tastes super good. Now, if you don't feel like spending $3-4 on some butter, get your regular butter, man. But no discrimination. It's just a recipe that I've seen and watched. They use this, so I decided I want to use it as well. Again, Kerrygold unsalted butter. Once the butter is brown, just have your bowl ready on the side so you can pour it in. But what you do want to do is cool it down for 5 minutes. You don't want to add in the dry ingredients to very hot butter. It just won't combine well. So yeah, wait 5 minutes, put the timer on, kick back and relax real quick. So here I am, I'm about to pour the butter into my clear bowl. Again, let it sit 5 minutes. And once that's done, you just go ahead and get your measurements on the side for the sugar and all the other ingredients. All right, so here I am with the white granulated sugar, and I'm using brown sugar. I'm using dark brown sugar to be exact. If you want to use light brown, use it. But if you follow this ingredients to a T, you'll love it. And then we're also adding vanilla extract. This vanilla extract, you just need a little bit of it. And then I'm also using baking soda and the Kerrygold pure Irish butter. Like I said, make sure it is unsalted. And then here's the cacao chocolate that I'm using. It's amazing. Ghirardelli tastes good. You can use whatever cacao. Trust me, it's amazing. And then, you know, the household Oreos. Now my fat ass already opened them. All right, so I threw my Oreos in the sandwich bag, and I got my mashed potato masher to go ahead and chop them up. I could have cut them up. I don't know why I didn't. The first time I made this recipe, I cut them up with a knife. But here I am trying to be complicated. So it took me a little longer. I used the mashed potato masher, like I said. You just want your Oreo pieces to be a nice fine piece. You don't want too big of a piece when you add it into the dough. It'll just be too hard to combine together and make a ball out of it. So yeah, I'm mashing up. You can see, I don't know why I did it in this method, but it is what it is, man. If you have a food processor, you could throw that in there. That'd be much easier. All right, so now that we got those done, we're gonna get the chocolate cacao, cut that up. The Ghirardelli cacao is amazing. They also have, you know, cheaper brands, more expensive brands. Whatever cacao bar you like that you use to bake with, definitely get it. They have different percentages as well. Mine was 60%. You know, you can go bittersweet, dark chocolate, whatever it is, semi-sweet, whatever is for you. Go ahead and do it. So this is what I should have did with the Oreos, use a knife, but I didn't. So yeah, we're gonna cut up the chocolate. Again, same thing with the Oreos. You don't want too big of chunks. It'll be too hard to roll together with the dough. So try to give it a couple chops. That's what I did right here. Just making some nice fine pieces. These pieces are a rough chop, but I am making them smaller. Now we're getting ready, man, to add the deliciousness all together. If you enjoy this recipe, definitely follow and subscribe to the channel. Now we got our butter that's cooled down. You can see a little bit that is darker, especially in that middle. That's where all of the brown butter, the milk and stuff is separating. So now I'm gonna add in the brown sugar. Then next we'll hit it with the white sugar. These 2 sugars work well with this cookie. Again, I don't know why exactly. I am following someone else's recipe. That's how the channel goes, by the way. Follow others' recipe and then, you know, I tag them and all that. So I definitely give credit to where credit's due. But, you know, I'm just having fun with it. Anyways, now that the sugars are in, we can go ahead and mix that. Give it a nice stir. You don't need any actual baking. Now you don't need any baking machinery as far as like a mixer or anything like that. This is a super easy recipe to just do by hand and the little things like a spatula and stuff. So yeah, now we're gonna work these all. Make sure all the coloring, you just want it to get it. Now we're gonna work these in together, man. Just make sure it's all combined well. This is just a first start. This smell right here is amazing. I wish you guys could smell it through the camera, but if you do try it, trust me, it's amazing. Once we got that done, go ahead and grab your room temperature egg. So I gotta use 2 eggs since I'm doubling the recipe. And make sure you don't have any shells that get inside. If you do have any egg shells, just be sure to use the actual egg shell to pick it out, if that makes sense. It's a lot easier to do than try to get it out with your hand or like a fork or anything like that. So yeah, we're gonna mix this in. This is the best part. You just see everything coming together for this crazy cookies and cream cookie. This recipe, man, it's amazing. In my other video, I did a regular chocolate chip cookie, and it's the same exact recipe, so I will link that above. Make sure you check that one out too if you want to do just a normal chocolate chip cookie. I would honestly say whatever you like to add, go ahead and do so. If you like Oreos, whether it's the regular ones, the white ones, or the gold ones, I'll say, walnuts, pecans, peanut, whatever you like, go ahead and add it. Another thing that's important too is the sea salt. So now we're going to add in our salt. Use kosher salt if you do have that. Then we'll throw in some baking powder as well. And then we're going to follow that with some vanilla extract. Again, I'm doubling the recipe. If you're doing single, the ingredient list shows for a single dozen. You'll get about a dozen out when you make these. So I'm making 24 cookies roughly. Well, I would have made 24 cookies, but when I added the chocolate chips in the other one, I made them too big. So mix that all together. Make sure everything is getting nice and activated. All right, so now that that's all mixed in well, we're gonna get our flour. Make sure if you have a sifter, use it. It helps avoid clumps. I like to just pour it over the sifter and then, sift it in nicely. It even looks good in my opinion. But right here, we're sifting in all the flour right on top of the wet ingredients. This will allow me to fold this easier. Again, no clumps inside. It just works well. And since I'm doubling the recipe, instead of 1 1/3 cup, I'm doing that 2 times. So it might look like a lot of flour, but once everything becomes mixed in, it'll look normal, trust me. Now that that's ready to go, get the spatula, mix it in well. Now, I'm not gonna lie, your right arm, left arm, whatever arm you use, get a little swole right now. As I was over here hurting, I felt like I was doing a bicep workout. But yeah, the folding, man, again, it's important. Make sure you want to fold until you don't really see flour left. Now, if a little bit is still showing, that's fine, but I'm gonna give it a nice light mix, and then I'll add in the Oreo pieces. And then once that's done getting rolled up, I'm gonna add in the chocolate. But for now, I'm folding it in. This process takes longer than you think. If you have a mixer, one of the mixers with the spatula things on them, definitely use that. I'm not gonna lie, I said it earlier, you don't need to, but if you have it, use it. It becomes more useful, kills a little bit of time, or actually saves a little bit of time, and saves your arm. But here we go, I dropped in the Oreos that I crushed up earlier. You can just see right here, this is amazing. I know earlier, like I used to bake these with the Oreos inside the cookie dough, the frozen store-bought cookie dough, but now that I learned this recipe, I'll never have to buy no store-bought cookie dough. You could even save these. You could put these in like some type of tin foil, whatever it is, I don't know. But you can save them in the freezer. I'll probably do that next time actually. But yeah, so mixing it well, you want it all combined. As you can tell, this looks good. The dough looks good. Again, it might be a few little flour spots. Don't worry too much about it, but if you can fold it all the way in, do so. Just fold. You'll be able to bench 225 pounds after this, boy. All right, so now we got that out the way. Go ahead and get your baking pan or baking sheet. And then definitely use parchment paper. Right here, I'm gonna be spraying some Pam down. And then I'm gonna lay the parchment paper on top. It just helps it stick to the tray. And then once I'm done with that, I'll pour some more Pam on top so the cookie can have a little grease. Not too much, but a little bit. This recipe is super easy. In my opinion, I don't know, it might look hard, but to me, it's super easy. If you want to try it, I even thought about selling these, I'm not gonna lie, but nah, this is way too easy. Right here, you see I'm patting down the flat surface, so you just put that down and makes a cookie form well, in my opinion. Definitely put these in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. Just let it chill. It might look like it's harder, but that's what you want. You can bake it right away if you don't have the time, but I did it the first time and I didn't put it in the refrigerator, so this time they came out way better. You see the nice cookie ball. Oreos packed in there, man. It's ready to go. Next, I saved some of that cookie dough. I didn't want to add the chocolate chips to the first batch, but I did a little twist today. Want to try it out, so here goes the cacao bar. You don't have to do this. You can add, like I said earlier, whatever you want. Pecans, walnuts, I don't know, M&Ms. That might be good as well. I'll probably do a video like that. Probably just a YouTube short, honestly, but in this cookie dough right here, we have the Oreos, and then we have the chocolate cacao from Ghirardelli. This right here, man, flavorful. Now, if you leave these cookies out overnight, they'll get a little bit harder, but all you have to do is pop them in the microwave for about 15-20 seconds. The chocolate will melt. It tastes amazing. This is one of my favorite cookie recipes. It's a spin-off of the original one I followed. And then I also, like I said, I used that video. So what we're doing is preheating the oven to 350. We're baking these at 15 minutes. Just keep an eye out on it once it gets around the 12th minute. And it comes out perfection. Look at those cookie pieces. Ooh, the Oreos. Boy, I tell you, man, this recipe is the one. Try this out. You don't need too much stuff. You might have most of these ingredients at the house. And then here are the chocolate cookies and cream cookies. Now I just want to lay these out for y'all. I actually had to get this for a picture, for a thumbnail. So I did it for both the cookies and cream and then the cookies and cream with chocolate. You know, I posted on my story. Make sure y'all subscribe, man, to YouTube, On the Sticks Lee. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all the socials. Go show some love. Again, this is a gaming channel, but I took it to a new level. That's why you see the cooking, you'll see the food reviews and more. 21 questions at OTS Lee as well. So definitely subscribe. Leave a comment down what you think about this recipe, if you want to try it, if you want me to bring you some. And then we're going for the money shot, the pull apart with the chocolate inside. There it goes, man. I appreciate y'all watching. Again, subscribe to OTS Lee.